Carolina, an outstanding rebounding team. Duke as well, and actually Duke the better offensive rebounding team. Usually that's the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Slipping and injured is Zion.
We're giving out this pair of shoes for free.
Hi everyone, welcome to the very first episode of our new show, The Practical Sneaker Review. I'm Tristan and I will be your host for this show. This is brought to you by SG Basketball, and what we'll be doing every week, it will be reviewing your favorite basketball shoes. So if you like this content, do remember to like, subscribe and comment on what other things you like to see on this channel. Every week, I will be joined by a special guest who will be helping me to be reviewing the shoes together. And it's my honor this week to be joined by our very own co-founder of SG Basketball.
Hi everyone, I'm Coach PK and I'm glad to be on the show today. Thanks for inviting me to the first episode of the show.
And today we'll be reviewing the signature shoe of NBA's next big thing, Zion Williamson, with his new and really beautiful Zion 1 PF. Now let's take a look at some highlights of Zion Williamson's amazing career.
6'5" and a good wingspan. And a good move. It'll be Zion on the hammer. Metu.
It's Zion. He goes quickly with it against Thompson. Fouled, counted, and one. Zion with.
There's only one body that ever starts to move, and it's never Zion's.
He's bludgeoned.
Punishing you. My goodness.
The run on the nice dribble. Going strong to the rack.
The Suns in New Orleans.
Showing exactly how gifted and talented he is. Explodes, bounce to finish. Mama.
Wow, I think Zion's playing career has been very impressive so far, and I really look forward to him contributing to the NBA in the future.
Yes, and did you know that Zion Williamson is actually the first ever Gen Z player to be signed by Jordan himself? And not only that, he's only one of the few active NBA players who have their own signature shoe in the Jordan brand. So without further ado, let's check this out. It's in my hands, guys, the Zion 1 PF.
Wow, very nice. I'm going to bring this home later.
So you guys can't feel it now, but it's really extremely light. No wonder, maybe that's why he's so bouncy and like boom. Yes. And if you look at the shoe, the design, it has more than one color, like more than just black. The soles are one of my favorite colors. Pink, pink, pink. I mean, don't judge me, but yes. And they have the Jordan brand at the sole. Yes. His signature at the tongue, I mean, how amazing is that? I wish I could do that one day, have my own signature on the tongue of my shoe. Yes. What do you think about the shoe, PK?
Well, personally, I love the shoe on the first look of it. I like the traction below, feels very rubbery, and of course the colorway is amazing. Love it. And not to mention, what do we have here behind? Look at this.
Ooh, guys, can you take a look at this?
The famous carbon fiber of Jordan brand. Yep.
It's in my hands.
And it's really, really light, the shoe.
What's so good about this shoe also is the height of it. It protects your ankle really well, right? So like if you have ankle problems like me, you won't have to worry a bit. Yes, and actually at the sole of these shoes, right, there are actually words on them. You can't see it from the camera, but I think we'll let PK to introduce you the words.
It says, "Let's dance and shock the world." I think that's what Zion wants to say to the world, and so far he has done so. And I really like how it's very well cushioned at the ankle area, so it's going to be a shoe that I really like. I love this type of shoe that's not too high cut or neither is it too low cut. And of course it's very wide here, so lateral movements are going to be very easy and good.
Now before we go on to trying out the shoes, I would like to introduce to you guys one last thing. This sole of the shoe is actually made out of what you guys know as Zoom Air, and it's actually a full-length air strawber, which not only cushions the shoe when you land or when you run or do jumping or anything during basketball, but it's actually one of the top technologies for shoes too. And yes, it is right here. So now just looking at the traction, other than having this really cool Jordan logo here, I'm not a very knowledgeable person about traction, but it has a really good feel, and I mean, putting it on the floor, whew, really feels really sturdy. Can you tell us more about the traction?
Well, personally, for the traction, I think it's quite okay, but this design is actually quite special, I would say. Usually, I would prefer the more traditional herring-way pattern for the traction, especially when playing on indoor courts, which you need to have good traction to move around. And personally, I think I need to probably got to try this shoe out myself in order to know how good the traction is. Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of traction, we would just like to let you guys know that this shoe is actually built for outdoor courts. However, if you guys are playing on an indoor court, and if the courts may be a bit dusty here and there, frequent wipes on the sole is advisable, because if not, because of the design of the shoe that PK was talking about, it will trap dust, and after a while, you know, it becomes a bit ice skating here and there. Yeah. So, but other than that, just by judging by the sole, it definitely has a very thick and good quality rubber, which will allow each player to change directions quickly or do your starter steps or everything really quickly.
Yeah, I think it's very important because I think we play the guard position ourselves. So this type of shoe, if you are able to move fast and have quick starts and stops, it will be very, very good.
So now that you guys have a better idea of the shoe that we're holding right here, the Zion 1 PF, it's time for me to become Zion. Let's go! Right, so as you guys have seen, I just finished a really quick workout, including dribbles, change of directions, even my jump stop, even shooting. So this shoe, 100% I would recommend you guys, right? It feels really secure on my ankles, and because like I mentioned in the video, it's really light, so I feel really bouncy when I get off my shot. The change of direction, perfect. So it can go left, it can go right, everything, yes, and yeah. 100% recommend you guys this shoe. What's a question to ask you? If you would compare this shoe with any other shoes, okay, be it Nike, Adidas, or any other brand, which shoe would you compare it to the most?
Personally, I think it might be a little bit similar to a pair of KDs or Kyrie's, yeah, in terms of the design and also the sole. Yep. How about you? What do you think?
Personally, judging by the design, the look, and even the weight of it, the shoe that I will most relate it to will actually be like what I said, a Kyrie or even a PG. Yeah, because these are actually the shoes that I usually wear the most. And yeah, these shoes really reminds me of it. Before we wrap up this episode of Practical Sneaker Review Episode 1, we would just like to let you guys know that you guys can head over to our Instagram and give us questions on our Q&A post on what you want to know more about the Zion 1 that we have here, or comment down below on what other shoe you would like to see next in our videos. To summarize this amazing shoe that we got here, the Zion 1 PF, we would just like to let you guys know that the price for this shoe is going for $199 in Singapore. So PK, what do you think this shoe is worth?
Personally, I think at this time and day, $199 for a pair of signature shoes is pretty decent. And looking at how this shoe looks and the quality of the shoe, I would say acceptable. Could be a little bit lower, but yeah, I think if you ask me to buy this shoe, I would probably buy it. And yeah.
So what do you guys think? Would you guys pay $199 for a basketball shoe? We've come to the end of first episode of Practical Sneaker Review. If you have not followed us on our YouTube, do remember to like, subscribe, and comment below of what you want to see in our upcoming episodes. And do remember to follow us on our Instagram and Facebook too for updates. So for our next episode next week, here's a little sneak peek of what we're gonna do. Just by judging from this box, do you know what shoe we are going to talk about next week?